Hi, Ann Cornick from Paint and Porcelain Exchange. I'm here to help beginners get started in China Painter, and if you've been painting a while, I'd just like you to paint along with us and share any tips you know. Today, we're going to be working on a lot of things that I learned both in Indiana and Ohio so that you get a chance to see some of the different techniques I learned, because I learned so much, and a lot of it is very simple that I think it's silly not to share it with you. The scrolling that we're going to do, this is my version of it. Can you see it there? It's I'm trying not to get the glare there. That's better. It looks weird, doesn't it? It almost looks like writing. And this is the teacher's. Now, I got Kathy's because I wanted, first of all, the mums drove me crazy. And look at how beautiful her mums are. And she has these oak leaves, the brownish leaves in the background. I just thought they were gorgeous. And then that's her scrolling. Now see, it's a lot looser and I think a lot prettier. But she calls it, and I could be wrong, but she called it German scrolling. So it's simple. Anyone can do it. I think the secret to scrolling is to learn how to do it loose and natural so that it looks beautiful. So we're going to start. I got some tiles. I got tons of china down in Ohio. It was wonderful. They were selling out all kinds of donated and estate china down there. So I did get some with nice borders because I want to do more of the plaid and things like that. So let me put you down, and I'm going to show you the scrolling as best I can. And some other scrolling techniques that Kathy gave us. Now, these are basic scrolling techniques. You can build on them any way you want, but it's so that a beginner could sit down and put scrolling around a piece and really have it turn out nice. I'm going to bring my other tile over on top of this one and show you how I mix the paint for scrolling. I use fresh paint, and I think that that's better. This is a dark green, black green from Rins. You can use any color, it doesn't matter. And then I'm using AMP5 Easy Flow that I got from Dallas. The other day I looked online to see if they still had it and what it was called, and I couldn't figure out which one it was. They have several, and I'll tell you, I've had this at least 10 years and I've only used that much, so it doesn't take much. You don't need much. And I'll just put a couple of drops on here initially and then prop my thing up there. Close your jar. Very important. I've lost oil by not doing that. And then you mix it. Now you want it to be ink consistency. What do I mean by that? I mean you have to have it so that it will drip slowly off the end of the palette knife. That's what ink consistency is. Oops. I'm getting it all over. Okay, here, let me do this. There's a little more oil. Might be too much that time. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so you mix it real well. You can use a grinding glass if you have it to get it mixed up well. And it should drip like that. See, slowly off the end. Then you know it's fine. And you can use that when you write your name. You can use that when you outline. You can use that consistency for anything. Now, they make two oils. If you don't want this oil, you can use the other oil. The other one is a drying oil. I don't like it because it dries while I'm trying to use it. It's AGS21. But if you're doing your name and you just want to put your name on there and not smear it, it's a good one to use. Okay, so here's my oil. I'm going to put it back where it was. And I'm just going to take my pen. Now, these pens, I was looking around for them because I haven't seen them in a while. DBA carries them. It's capital D, capital B, capital A. If you're good at mixing your mixing your paint to a writing consistency, you can use any oil. Any oil. You can use what you use to paint with. I wouldn't use mineral oil. It's going to run. You could use copaiba because it'll dry. You can use a half and half mixture. Whatever you paint with, you should be able to use. Just don't use the, don't choose to use the mineral oil because it's too open and it will never dry and it will run. Okay, so pretend this is the piece I want to put it on. I'm going to scoop. Let me show you. You take the side of your pen and the pen can be gotten from DBA. My point is let me see, I wrote down 107. And the 107 seems to be a finer pen point and easier to use. So I've been using a 107 since. There's a little hole there. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. But that little hole, you don't fill up. If you clog that hole, it won't work for you. And you have to hold it at a 45-degree angle. Okay, so I'm just going to tilt this so I can get my writing straight. Now, this is what she showed us. Okay, so you do one long one. Okay, and then you just build off of that. You do one this way and one this way. Try doing parallel. I'm rushing and I'm not doing a good job. One this way and one this way. Then in the middle, you do two little things like this. And that's one of many different variations of this that you can do. Okay? Along with that, in the corners, she just used dots. 1, 2, 3, and then she'd go here and go 1, 2, 3. So you can use dots if you want. You make them nice, clean dots. You can also do variations on that. So you could do one like this. Okay. And then you could do maybe a second end like this and bring it down, and another one here, and then just do these in the middle. You can also use on this little commas outside, and that's what she did, which I thought was really cute. She did little commas around it, like one up here and one down here. And it just made the whole thing so nice. If you don't want to use a double comma, you don't have to. Another thing that she did was she just went like this. And then she went like this. And then in the center, she did the two like this. And then she did commas up here and commas down here. So these are all things that she suggested to do for scrolling. And in her scrolling, which is much looser than mine, see how she put it all together? Isn't that beautiful? And I think it gives you a true border, unlike some of the scrolling that we have, which kind of is just there as embellishment. Okay, so that's the first kind of scrolling that she taught us. And of course, you can build on this. You could do anything you wanted to. Here you could do one up here and bring it down like this. I mean, or you could do, you know, this one that's like this and this. Then you could also do, you've got these here, you know, and you could even do one through the center if you wanted that goes like this and this. So whatever you want to do, it's entirely up to you. Now, another scrolling that she showed us was based on what Paula Collins does. And she said it's just a repetitive scrolling. So it's this way. Oh, see, I think I make too much of a curve. This way. And then you do it this way. And then you do it the same way, this way. And then you do it. And the secret, of course, is to get this consistent so it's not thicker and thinner. So if you had to, you might have to go back over this and make this a little thicker and this a little thicker. There you go. That's a little better. And you just keep doing that. So that's another form of easy scroll. And another easy scroll is this one. She went this way. Start over here. Here we go. This way. And then she went this way. Watch out for those globs. They'll get you every time. And then she did 3 dots, and then she repeated it. Now, everybody's style is different. So there's just a couple that you can keep repeating and repeating and repeating. So it's just very, very simple kind of scrolling. It's nothing fancy. Now, if you want to get fancy with it, then you start adding a second line. So let's say we do this. We go here, and then we go here, and then we go here. And that gives you a second line. And I'm not real crazy about that. And some of these you can keep adding to and adding to and adding to. You can come up with all your own variations. So that was, those were the two that she taught us. She taught us the German. There you can see the German. And she also taught us some basic repetitive scrolls that you can use. So, alrighty. Now, one thing I found out that she also does, which I thought was really something, is before Kathy starts a piece, she makes sure the piece is clean. So you would use like an alcohol or something and really clean the piece really, really well. And then she takes, believe it or not, she takes mineral oil. This is my mineral oil. And she just taps it on her finger and rubs it all over the piece. She says this helps the paint apply more evenly. Now, if you don't want to use your fingers and get them all cookie like I just did, you can also use a towel like this and just rub it into the piece before you start. But don't leave it too thick because you don't want everything to run. You just want to sort of, she called it prepping the piece. And then when you paint, and let me get a nice brush here. Okay, I got one. With your regular paint, make sure I've got all the colors out of this brush. Okay. And here's my regular oil. As you paint with regular paint, you're going to find that you get a nice, deep, but also a nice, bright and smooth kind of painting to it. See how bright that is? I was shocked when I saw this. I didn't think it could be that bright. Here's another little leaf, just to give you an idea. And you can tone it down like I did there. And then, but look, it's smooth and it really applies well. So that was another tip she had. If you're having trouble getting things smooth on your pieces, what you can do, she said, is just prep it with a little bit of oil. And it'll make a difference for you. So that was another tip that I received. Okay. Oh, she told us about leaves. And of course, there's the rose leaf, right? Where you just do this, one side, the other side, and you turn it and you get your little end on it there. Okay. That's the rose leaf. Okay, and then there's a pinnate leaf, apparently, that has 3 of these. Let me go with a brighter color so you can see it. So there's this, this, and this. And a pinnate also has other smaller leaves down here. It has another leaf of the similar size down here. Okay, I'm just doing these quick and dirty, ladies and gents. And then it has like even a smaller one maybe down here. Okay. Okay, that's pinnate. And what happens with the pinnate leaf is you have the stem going like this. Let me get I have one that's darker here. Where are you? Here. Okay, China marker. This, this, and this, okay? Now, she said the other thing you can do is do a palmate leaf, which has 2 more. One down here, and then you have this one here, and then you have, oops, I almost went into the oil again. You have this one here. No, don't want it quite that heavy, but you get the idea, okay? So you have these 2 guys like this. Then she said, what does this look like? What other kinds of leaves can it be? Well, if you go around it this way, it's a maple leaf. If you go around it and kind of add some squiggles to it like this, it can also be, and then you just round this up here, it can be a grape leaf. And the other thing you can do with it is that you can just take and put little, like this, and make it an evergreen. So I thought that was pretty interesting, that you could take a basic leaf design, and if you're having trouble remembering what leaves look like, or you don't have them close by, or you're just trying to create them, that you can use the same style for a number of different leaves. The other thing she showed us that I thought was really interesting was how to fold a leaf in half. She did something that I thought was really interesting, and I'm going to draw this because I think that it's easier to see it when you draw it. If you try to paint it, it can get mucky. And that is, if you have a leaf that's folded up on the sides, so you use your 3 here and your 3 here, okay? And normally you would do the 3 and the 5 here, but all you do is you cut it in half and you just do a 3 here and a 3 here. And then just draw the bottom and look. Easy, huh? All right, pick up those brushes, keep painting, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Program, and I hope you'll take a minute to subscribe so that other people can learn more about China painting and we can get the word out to more people. You also can look at the links below. My Paintnporcelain.com website has a lot of freebies and printables for new and experienced painters, as well as studies, supplies, and even some of my hand-painted china. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time.